Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, These Soul Sessions. I'm feeling truth. I'm a star. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you already subscribed to my channel, welcome back. All right, thank you so much for your subscriptions and welcome back. Welcome back. All right, this is a quick message. Okay, it's no cards involved, but this is about many different ways, and we know that the Most High, our Creator, works in the most mysterious ways. And Lord, have mercy on me. They are Ooh, baby, they can get so mysterious and mystical. All right. And also our loved ones on the other side. All right. And one thing that dawned on me is when I very first experienced it, I was in this home. And everything here is electric to my stove. I don't have a gas stove, nothing of that nature. But I would wake up early in the mornings and I would smell like propane. And any of y'all who lived out or grew up or would like spend many summers like in the country, and I mean the country. You know how like your great grandparents, or I know mine's did. All right, they would have these big old long propane tanks in the back or whatever that would provide the gas for the gas stove. Okay, and it would always have this particular smell, and it smelled like gas, which is propane, right? And so I would wake up many of mornings, and I would smell that smell. But it was upon purchasing this little old timey phone that I had. Y'all remember the rotary phones, right? It was upon me purchasing that. But however, and then after that, I would smell this smell, and I was like, gosh, it reminds me of being at my great grandpa and my great grandma house, like as a child. And so that was through the gift of the scent that I would know that, okay, that my great grandfather and my great grandparents, their presence was around. For what reason at that time in my life, I'm not going to disclose that. But however, um, I lost my sister when I was like, shit. I know it happened back in 1993, so it's been some time. And she was 13, so I was like probably 7 or so, or something like that, okay? And the song that was played, that was sung at her, it was sung a cappella at her homegoing, aka funeral, was Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. Now, I have not been listening to any Whitney Houston songs lately, okay? And of all Whitney Houston songs, that is the last song that I would ever play because it just brings me back to experiencing that as a child. My sister ended up passing away, and the crazy part about it is that um, my aunt and my uncle had came to pick my brother and me up that evening the night before, and normally they would take my sister. We would all go to my aunt and my uncle house, but for some reason that time she didn't go, but she was handicapped, so she required more care. And it was like, no, not this time. And I was like, that's like the first time. Like, so it's crazy because we shared a room. My brother had his own bed, and me and her would share like this queen size or full size bed back then. And my brother, our room was big enough to where my parents were able to put the twin bed for my brother in the room. And so me and her would sleep together. I say, wow. I said, out of all the times that she didn't go with us, because she normally would, we come back home. We was waking up in the morning to a phone call that she had passed away. All right, it was a seizure, and the seizure was so bad it ended her life. But however, the song that was sung a cappella was Whitney Houston. So to hear that song when I hear it is very touching. So that's something I'm just not gonna just put on and play, you know. And so, but all day today, and I'm gonna try not to cry and excuse my eyes because I've been crying all day. Um, it just broke me down to tears because it kept playing over and over in my head this morning. I was sitting in my garage, and this was the words. Um, and I hope life treats you kind, and I hope you have all you dreamed of, and I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love. 444 is on the timer. and it just kept playing over and over. And I'm like, y'all ever had that when a song just keep playing over and over and over? And I'm like, why do this main part just keep playing over and over and over again? And I got so emotional. I just ended up breaking down crying. That's my first crying spell this morning. Okay. And what I find very funny, what I find very interesting, I say, I wonder if that was, I feel to believe that that's like my sister from the other side saying that she wishes me, you know what I'm saying? She hopes that life treats me kind, you know, and she wants me to have everything it is that I dreamed of. She wishes and she hopes for me, you know what I'm saying, joy and happiness. But above all that, love, pure genuine love. And I just broke down. Okay, and then like when it comes to my grandmother, one song that when it's time for me to actually fall on my knees and pray, and I mean, baby, you gotta be in, like, man, child, I pray, but this is something different when you hit them knees, honey. And it's a song by Dorothy Norwood, and it's a gospel song by Dorothy Norwood, and it's called "It's Praying Time." It's an old gospel song, and so that would be something that I would hear over. So it's an old gospel song by Dorothy Norwood, and it's "Get on Your Knees, It's Praying Time." And my grandma would play this song over and over and over again. I would wake up in the middle of the night, you know, and I would just find my grandmother in her living room, and that's what she would be doing. She would be playing that song, and she would just be on her knees praying, 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 praying. And I find it funny. I said, okay, I hear this song by Dorothy Norwood. It's praying time. And I say, you know what? I wonder if my grandmother was already trying to communicate with me because for some odd reason, for the last couple of days, I've been binge watching on my phone The Golden Girls. And that is something that my grandma and I would always sit down and we would watch. And oh, Lord, we would just laugh, laugh, laugh. Because, baby, between Rose, Sophia, Dorothy, and Blanche, child, there's a trip. But it's a character on there named Dorothy, right? And I was like, well, damn, it's just something about Dorothy, but her real name in real life is Beatha, you know. And I'm like, it's just something about how I'm just drawn to it, just drawn to it. And I realize it's okay, I can't get your attention this way, so let me just send the frequency and the vibration repetitively with Dorothy Norwood. It's praying time, and it's like today I say, I had went to the restroom, I sat there and I was like, you know what? Well, it just hit me. I'm like, oh my gosh. That's not only my sister, but it's also my grandmother. Whew. Hold on, y'all. You have many in life that would never know that their loved one can still connect with them. Or they just don't know how to be open and to really tap into how they feel and what they thinking and really tap into feeling the spirit and feeling the energy thereof. And God works in the most mysterious ways. And yes, our loved ones on the other side can connect with us. And today that was more of normally I would, and then also with my grandmother's favorite color was red. She would have this collection of crystal, like pure crystal birds as decor in her house. She would have like plates with ducks and birds and just birds everywhere that she would decorate her house with. And so all day today, I just kept seeing red cardinals. I've seen about 4 or 5 times today. And it's like you get so distracted, and you be so distracted of your everyday living, your everyday life, and what it is that you're going through, your trials, your tribulations, and your obstacles. And even us as spiritualists who know how the spirit realm works, you can even miss that. But thank God I didn't miss it. It's like at that time when it was happening, it wasn't resonating with me at that time. But it is now. Oh, and it's just like, oh, I'm thankful. Even though I had a sister and she was handicapped, but it's like, but damn, the Most High actually sent someone in our lives that had no sin, died at 13 years old, had no sin whatsoever, couldn't even commit it, couldn't even have a perverted thought, couldn't even do a wicked deed. It's just an energy and a spirit of just love and being loved. I'm like, damn, I have been blessed. I've been blessed beyond measure in so many ways when it comes to her and my grandmother. My grandmother wasn't someone like, I have yet to see anyone else's grandmother that was like my grandmother and the things it is that she did for her family and for her grandchildren, her great grandchildren. I have yet, and I'm not talking about, I have yet to see that. There's others out there, but man, I've been so blessed. But the moral of this, what I'm telling y'all, is like synchronicities. They aren't just numbers. When we're seeing 333, you know what I'm saying, 444 and 555, and you may see a Pacific bird. I mean, they also come through as vibrations and energies of a song that keeps repeating itself in his head, in your head, because we know that numbers that we see are repetitive, like 111, 111, all right, 1111, 1111, 222, excuse me, 222, 333, 1111 is on the time of thank you, all right, and understand that sometimes the numbers seem to be something that the Most High, your loved ones on the other side, our ancestors, know that can actually grasp our attention, because we're seeing it, it stands out, versus a song. A song can come through as well, and it just replay over in your head repetitively over and over and over and over again. Like, why does this keep being in my head? And it's like, damn, out of all my years of spirituality and understanding how the universe speaks, Most High speaks, today is my first time experiencing and actually grasping that, you know what, this is a synchronicity. As we see, as I'm hearing this song replay over repeatedly in my head, it's coming through. It's like numbers. We see these numbers repetitively. We see them repetitively. But you have to pay attention to something that you hear. That you hear repetitively. 1212 is on the timer, and also not just what we hear repetitively, but something it is that we smell. Like I just, the introduction of my video was, there's been many a times I would wake up in the morning, and my home consists of everything here is electric. But I would wake up as if I'm in the country, spending the summer, you know what I'm saying? Spending time with my great grandparents and my great aunt and my great uncle and my great cousins, and I would wake up in this very house and I would just smell propane throughout my house. There was times that I would wake up and I would smell like fresh wood and fresh paint of like my grandma, like a scent of that reminded me of my grandmother's home, It's not just numbers to pay attention to. It's scents, all right? What you smell and also what you hear. And if you really start to tap into it more and more and more, you start to be opening up to see that we have prophets. Yes, we have prophets, but also we have seers, all right? And seers are able to see the spirit realm with just smell. They're able to see the spirit realm with just hearing, listening. They're able to see the spirit realm with just touching. Like your five senses are even, they're more, how would I say, they're more, what is the word I want to use? They're more sensitive, they're more enhanced, all right? So also, like as seers, you also can see, what I'm saying, you're given things in dreams, visions, things like that. You'll see something, or you will hear it before it happens. You'll see it. You'll dream it before it actually plays out and happen. So I didn't want to keep y'all too long. All right. I hope I don't be crying the rest of the damn day, because this has been an emotional one for me from the time I woke up. It's just been a lot. But that right there, as I was sitting, I said, you know what? Turn that negative energy into something positive, to do a video and just share my experience with the songs. It's not just me, with the songs. It's not just the numbers, the synchronicities to pay attention to. It's also the smell. It's also the touch. And it's also like the hearing, right? these are different ways, and that's why we get the saying, and we always been told this. And I want to say it's in the Bible that God works in the most mysterious ways. If God works in the most mysterious ways, also God communicates and speaks to each of us individually in the most mysterious way. One way that God may speak to this person is not going to be a way that God speaks to you. The way that God speaks to that person is not going to be a way that God speaks to you. The way that God speaks to you ain't going to be the same way that God will speak to another person. Y'all feel what I'm saying? It's just God knows where our strengths and our weaknesses at. And for that communication and for that enlightenment and for that guidance, we're going to be guided in our most hypersensitive areas of our senses. So with that being said, I sing out peace, love, light, and prosperity with joy and peace. And I will catch you people in the next upload. Peace.